All right, everybody. So here we are. I told you guys I was going to try to get him to come back and make a video with me, and we've been working. We've been chasing schedules for a long time. But
Oh
finally, I
boy.
got Silver 5150 is in the house, and we're going to talk about silver today, of course, and we're also going to talk about some of the things some mistakes that we may have made in 2021. I don't know about you, Silver 5150, but I
Oh
made
yeah.
my share of mistakes in 2021, and we're going to talk about what we're not going to do, and we're going to try to share some things that can help you guys out a little bit. So if you're interested in any of that, stick around. All right, so we're going to get right into this. Okay, Silver 5150, you got some explaining to do, my friend.
Yeah.
Where have you been, man?
Oh man. I'm gonna go ahead and divulge this to the audience. They're like my close friends. Look, so I, decided to follow this business venture, which I think is gonna work out very well. It's just an operation, one man operation, my own thing, but I wanted to finance it, as best I could, and of course, all of my liquidity is in silver. So, I contacted a new coin dealer and I told them, what I had in mind. And for whatever reason, they were very favorable as far as the buy price they were willing to offer me for a position that I had held for a while. You guys might be familiar with it. It was basically my kilogram tombstone position. Now, my reasoning behind using that is because it presented, after they gave me their prices, the best opportunity to raise as much capital as I needed to start this business, so I won't have any debt involved with that. And the tombstones had done very well. I purchased those back in 2018 for about $513 a piece and got double that. So yeah, the tombstone kilogram nuggets, back when nobody was really paying attention, I was able to get those on a flash sale. And I can't remember, I think it was JM Bullion on a flash sale. And so they were $513 a piece if you bought 10 or more. It worked out to be $11,430. So I think it was $11.43 per bar. So it was over twice what I paid for them.
If you're still on the bubble, on the fence about buying physical silver, or if you are a new stacker and you haven't quite realized the importance of how great silver is, let that right there be a lesson to you. This Silver 5150 just said, if I'm hearing you correctly, that you wanted to get into a business,
Right?
and you used silver that you paid a certain amount for, and then you sold it for double that.
Right.
More than double that.
In the course of 3 years, almost 4 years. So 3.5 years, I gained 100% or 110%, 120% in that position. That'd be about 27% a year.
Okay, so that, whenever I hear stuff like that, now that is good. I like to hear that. It's very motivating. But when I hear stuff like that and I see, kind of the performance of my silver, where I bought it and what I could sell it for today, there's no doubt that I'm in the right place with stacking physical silver.
Amen. And I want to expound on that, if you don't mind, Silver Joker.
Sure.
I'll point to a few channels. Your channel, Silver Game of Throne, Florida Stacker. You guys expressly, make it clear that silver is not necessarily investment as much as it is a savings or an insurance plan. All right. And guys, I wholeheartedly agree. Even with that kind of return on silver, we're still talking about a savings plan that just outperforms all other savings plans. Okay, so
Yes,
you need to keep that in mind. Yes, absolutely. So, the idea that, they'd say silver's a pet rock, it's not going anywhere, it's a dead asset. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not, because living the silver lifestyle, I've seen many opportunities for great returns to help me enrich, what I need to do in my life. And that has been working very well.
Okay, so you don't have to go into detail about your actual business, but you used your silver to get into the business, or
Right.
is this going to be your personal business that you're starting?
Well, it's going to be, my own personal private business. I'm probably going to register as a sole proprietorship, because it really only takes me to do it. But it's a very unglamorous line of service. But it's one that's just kind of gone underserved and nobody really knows about. I'm not going to get into the details of it.
Those are the perfect ones.
Yes, they are. Underserved and unrecognized. I think it's a niche that I can get into. And I made the sale. I sold the silver that I sold to purchase equipment. Okay, and I'm going to get some very nice equipment as a result, and actually have some cash left over, which I'm going to roll into whatever kind of durable goods I don't have on hand here at the house or I'm low on. And that could be the paper products, that could be the long-term, food storage, that could be water, anything you guys think you need coming up. The supply chain disruption thing is no joke. It's really starting to rear its ugly head. And here in the next year, we're going to see that. So just kind of look around, see what you got at the house. And if you have extra cash, turn that cash into those goods that's going to get you through this year. I didn't mean to get off track there.
That's fantastic, man. And stories like that are what we need to really promote here in the silver stocking community. It's not so much about silver making you rich, but you can use silver to create opportunities or take advantage of opportunities that absolutely can increase your finances. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Talk about some of the things that you are going to modify based on some of the moves you made in 2021.
Right. Okay, man. That's a good one. That's a good one because I could point to about 10 things, but let's just point to one for the sake of expediency. And if you guys have been watching my channel last year, for the few videos I did put out, there was a lot of premium acquisition activity out there. Libertad kilos and Dragon Restrike kilos, and some of these higher end products and stuff. We had Batman coins going on, and all that stuff. But I'd have to say what I'm definitely going to change about my strategy going into this year versus last year is I'm not going to pursue so much of that activity. And here's a perfect example. Right now, you can't deny the beauty of this coin. This is a kilogram restrike.
Oh my gosh.
And, I'm absolutely in love with the design of the coin. However, if I had to do it mathematically, I think I paid about $70 per ounce for this thing. So quite a bit over spot. And this is when spot price was probably around $24. But, that's the thing. I don't regret it. But I can tell you this. I'm absolutely done with that. For 2022, my focus is going to be on fractionals.
Okay, so why is that? Why are you going to the fractionals?
As we get to what I think is going to be the end game, and we've called the end game a few times, so maybe we've lost a little credibility on it, but guys, with everything you see that's going on right now, 2022, if we get out of this year without anything explosive happening in silver, it'll be a miracle. That being the case, explosive means lack of availability and high prices or premiums. So, you're new to the game. You want to be able to use silver to survive and thrive into the next financial phase. Number of transactions are probably going to be the most significant weighting for your stack. Now, I know there's premiums involved with the fractional stuff, and I know I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this. But if you haven't had the opportunity to spend years stacking various sizes and stuff like myself and Silver Joker, what you want to make sure you can do is you want to make sure you have some durability and survivability, longevity in the use of silver as money, which is going to be pretty soon here, where people are going to realize that, as Robert Kiyosaki says, cash is trash, and that you're going to get a lot more for a little bit of silver than a lot of cash. And at that point, you want to be able to purchase stuff as often as you can, and you can do that more often when you have more denominations, smaller denominations to do that with. And you can also make change if it ever came down to that. Now, fractional also means constitutional. Yes, you guys know.
That's good. I'm
Silver
glad
Joker
to
is
see
a
that.
big proponent of constitutional. I am getting into constitutional, and guys, if you can get constitutional dimes, you really need to try to do that, because that is going to be an absolute lifesaver. Like Silver Joker says, they're not making that stuff anymore, and everybody recognizes what it is, and it's silver. And in fact, let's talk about premiums. I think constitutional, they're commanding more premiums for constitutional than, say, even Silver Eagles now. Huh, Silver Joker? If you are new to the game and you're trying to have the most impact out of your stack, keep in mind that the number of transactions are absolutely they're going to give you the edge over, say, even other stackers. And I think right now, SD Bullion and Money Metals Exchange have the best deal on these. Most big vendors carry them. But yeah, if you can get these for around 130, 140, you need to go ahead and jump on that, because they're not going to last forever. There's still some available, but they're not going to last forever. I bought most of them, so I know they're not going to last forever.
Yeah, you do have a lot of those. For me, it's about the ounces. So the price doesn't really matter to me as far as ounces go. I mean, I want 5 ounces, so I'm going to pay whatever premium it takes to get those 5 ounces. So in that sense, price does kind of matter to me, but I'm going to pay whatever premium it costs to get the number of ounces that I'm seeking. And so that's kind of where I'm going to change my strategy in 2022. And I talked about that in previous videos. But anyway, this is fun, man. I love talking to you. I love you, being back on the air. So I got to ask you, man, when are you coming back? When are you going to make some more videos? When can I get my coffee in the morning and have the Silver 5150 morning report? When is that coming back?
So here we go. We're in a conundrum right now. So guys, here's the deal. I am not gone forever, okay? But as far as me coming back to the regular Silver 5150 channel, the likelihood is pretty low. But it's okay, because I'm going to leave the library there. If you want to go through any of the old footage, any of the old videos and stuff, there's so much silver to look at, guys. And some funny stories and songs and stuff and all that, and of course subject matter, topics. A lot of you guys are pure content consumers, and so if we deviate off that a little bit, get to the point, However, I do plan to come back on a channel called The Return of Silver 5150, but it's going to be after we have some serious paradigm shiftage. And, look, we got a lot of content providers out there, a lot of good content providers, new ones that are putting out really good, pertinent information. I'm educating myself. But once we get to the other side of this thing, because remember, the original channel was set up to help you guys figure out how to make the most of $13, $14, and $15 ounce silver. Okay? And I walked you through that as best I could, over, 500 videos and stuff. And once we got past that point, now, you start to move to the seller side. Now you start to become sellers. That's a whole different ball of wax. And that's kind of where I want to re-enter into the podcasting space to talk to stackers that have been successful stacking about how to enrich their lives to the fullest with their stacks. And so that's why I plan to come back in. And understand also that we're coming upon some hard times. And a lot of it's to do with the mismanagement or the bad custodianship of cash as we know it. I don't want to call it money because we have money here before us. But the cash and the currencies that we use are going to really, really make a mess of things. You're going to see some things you might not be happy with, want to deal with, but it's going to be part of life and it's going to be part of the change because if after it's over, it's going to be really good, guys. It's going to be really good. And you are going to be ambassadors yourself to those that are new to the space or trying to understand what real money is because everything they have is evaporated. And this is why we need to stick together and educate one another so we can do that ambassadorship with style.
Absolutely.
All right?
I like that. Do this ambassadorship with style. And I'll just say this, the future is coming. There's nothing we can do about that. Don't be afraid of it. All you have to do is look around to see that changes are coming. Now, we don't know what those changes are going to be, so we're not going to fear them. I mean, if you hear that storm in the distance coming, then you batten down the hatches. I mean, that's just proven. That's just the way you do it. And you do that by having a plan. So stacking silver is always a good thing. Stacking bullion, gold, silver, platinum, palladium, even copper is a good thing. That's never going to be a bad thing. Anyway, I appreciate you, Silver 5150, spending this time with me. We're going to absolutely do this again soon. So anyway,
only 20 ounces to your name keeps you 99% ahead of the game.
Absolutely does. And, we're just going to keep on doing what we do. Keep stacking. Peace.